Hey everybody, welcome back to another Let's Talk. Today we're going to go with the Flatwoods Monster of West Virginia. Okay, little history here. This picture that you're seeing right here, I saw it back in Facebook about maybe second week of May. And it scared the hell out of me. Like, it unnerved me greatly. Like, I made sure all the window shades were drawn, all the doors were locked. You know, like, it was freaking me out. Just because I live right outside Indianapolis, downtown, doesn't mean that shit like that can't happen in the suburban area. I know that a little too well from past Friday the 13th and May 1st. Seeing some cryptid shit. Anyway, I didn't know what this was, but it scared the hell out of me. So I saved it to my files, and I just kind of went on my way forgetting about it. Then on Monday, a YouTube channel by Conflict Radio 2, they upload a 4-minute video talking about a documentary called The Flatwoods Monster, which is seen right there. And I'm like, really? So I listened to the video, and I'm like, hey, thanks. Now I know what to research. Because apparently this is a very popular monster. Despite the fact that I have not heard of it. Like, at all. Which is odd because I like cryptids, aliens, and all that stuff. So I look into it today, being Wednesday. I'm watching every video I can. And all the videos come to the same conclusions, the same skeptic thoughts. So pretty much you have to use your own intuition, yada yada yada. In September 12th of 1952, two kids were playing in their school playground. Now, it's not quite summer. I mean, it's still technically summer, but it's not quite, It's at that moment where summer starts to get, like, very short because fall's just right around the corner. Especially September 12th. Like, fall's, like, in 2 weeks. So, I mean, you know how the days get shorter. And so it was right about that time. From what I've from what I watched, no actual time was given. But it was just dark enough for the two kids to see something fall out of the sky. It crash lands on a nearby farm. So these two kids go to get their mom, and then go get a bunch of other people, including a 17-year-old National Guardsman and his dog. So they head up to the farm that this crash landing happened, and they see this giant fiery orb. And they smell this noxious fume, this foul odor. And at this point, the dog just takes off ahead of them, and then comes back running scared as fuck. And then, as they progressed a little bit further, the mother of the two boys said, what's that over there? Because they're seeing these two orbs, as you can see here. So the National Guardsman kid shines his crude 1952 flashlight and then they see this. Well, only one of them, but that's how you know this picture's fake, because there was only one. And the light must have caught the creature or whatever off guard, and it shrieked, causing everyone in the vicinity to go hysterical and scared. Meanwhile, it let off a toxic odor similar to mustard gas. But I'll get to that in a moment. So they call the sheriff, and the sheriff investigates, and nothing to be seen or found, blah blah blah. Then it turns into this. Braxton County residents faint, become ill after a run-in with a weird 10-foot monster. Now, actual newspaper, by the way. This made the headlines all over America, apparently. Like, all the descriptions were similar to each other. So there's going to be a lot of inconsistencies. But they all agree that this was the basic shape. Exactly what it was wearing. Some say metal casing. Some say a pleated skirt. Some said it had no arms. The mother said it had arms. That's the mother of Fred May, which I don't know, one of those two right there. But the mother's description looks very, very accurate to this. Now, they say that it was from 6 feet to 12 feet. So, again, another discrepancy in the size of everything. And as you can see right there, you can see the scale. And the military is called in. It didn't find anything to the public, but you know how the military is. Hush, hush. Now, there are some skeptics that claim to be that this was no more than a barn owl. I mean, here we are, we got the barn owl, and we have the creature in question. Now, some say that it was a meteorite, more than likely, because that was seen across 3 states when it fell to Earth. Otherwise, it could have been like a downed aircraft for the glowing lights. But they say more than likely it was a meteorite. And the barn owl sitting on the tree branch could be, mistaken for the creature. But it still doesn't explain the point of the head. As for the noxious fumes, some say it was the fog, the mists, which, again, medical analysis said that it was similar to the effects of mustard gas that these people suffered from, which can also be caused by hysteria, vomiting, sore throat, I forget what else. Just look up the effects of mustard gas. So, and they were treated in the hospital, and the doctor said, well, this is the effects of what would be mustard gas. And sadly, apparently, the dog died. Interesting enough, before the September 12th sighting, there was a previous encounter with the same creature by a mother and daughter outside their home. And they too suffered the effects of the pungent odor. And they were treated as well. You can pretty much type in Flatwoods Monster in YouTube and you will get thousands of videos. I mean, this is apparently a popular thing. And how I missed it, I don't know. Shit. I got a playlist of weird paranormal videos, and this takes up a big chunk now. But is it really an alien? Or is it a cryptid? Well, two thoughts on the subject. Personal thoughts, by the way. If it's a cryptid, then how come no one else has seen it outside of the 1952 sighting? Now, it is possible that the military did find something, and then they kept it for themselves. Now, there's a lot more to this than I'm telling you, because, this would be like an hour video, and I don't really want to keep you guys here that long. You can gladly search on YouTube Flatwoods Monster, and you'll see all kinds of stuff about it. But I would bet it's an alien, honestly. Because its description, seen here, despite the size inconsistencies and whether it had arms or not, kind of match something that predates it by at least 30 years. Astounding Tales, or Astounding Stories, cover issue of H.P. Lovecraft's The Shadow Out of Time. And as you can see, the Yiths, pictured here, look very similar to the Flatwoods Monster. Now, there's obvious differences, yes, but as you can see, it's got the pleated skirt type thing and the claws for hands. Now, instead of 2 eyes, it's got 3 eyes, and there's really no hood that looks like the Ace of Spades. And yes, The Shadow Out of Time predates this because it was originally published in 1936. It was written between November 1934 and February 1935. So, as you can see, similar in appearance. Could it be possible that the boys may have read an old issue of this that was just happened to be lying around? I don't know. That's kind of a bit of a long shot, to be quite honest, because, the war effort, called for paper and all that. So, it's possible, but I'm not going to say definite. But I just will say that, very similar. But I'm going to let you draw your own conclusion. I'm going to stick with mine. I'm going to say this is an alien. Because it fits standard. So with that, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. And be sure to click that little bell. Stay informed. And be sure to read the description. Questions, comments, concerns. Follow me on my social medias. And subscribe if you haven't. Become part of Team